Hey guys, I just wanted to talk to you today about how to get your work published. Um, if you're a fashion photographer, like a huge part of it is like trying to get your work seen in editorials because editorial work leads to commercial work, and it also kind of allows you to be creative and show clients what you can kind of do when you're just sort of allowed to do like whatever you want to do kind of thing. And so it's a great way to kind of like build your portfolio by shooting things that are sort of like how you want to shoot and like what you would ideally shoot, and then clients can see that and they'll hire you based on that sort of thing. It helps you just kind of showcase your style. So when I was first starting out, I was like, oh my god, how do you get published? I have no idea. Like, how are you even supposed to find someone to publish your work? So one of the ways that there's a few things that will help you get your work published. One is if you're shooting, this is kind of more aimed at fashion photographers because that's kind of more my main focus around the work that I try and get published. But if you're working as a fashion photographer, it's really to your benefit to get a stylist and someone who knows what they're doing. And I know at the beginning it can be kind of hard when you're all starting out, but like when I was first starting out, Model Mayhem is a great resource, like Facebook, Instagram, like just looking through, like going through hashtags, seeing who's in your area. If you're working with a modeling agency, maybe ask them if they know anyone. It's just kind of like trying to find the right people and trying to find people on your level so you can all kind of come up together, and it's not like one person is benefiting more than the other from what you're working on. And you need a stylist because like to get published, you really need to have good wardrobe credits, and like you can't really do everything. Like sometimes on a shoot it's really tempting to be like, oh, I'm just going to do like the styling, the makeup, like everything. It doesn't really work. You're best suited off like each person. Fashion photography is a collaboration and it works a lot better if it's just you doing what you're good at and everyone can worry about what they're good at, because there's always little things that you don't notice while you're shooting that maybe the stylist will jump in and notice, and it's a lot easier if you fix it in person. So that's like my first main recommendation, and make sure the rest of your team also is like at the level that you want to be working towards. It's really important to have like a good makeup artist, good hairstylist, because all of that is going to go a long way into making the difference of getting your photo noticed. You could be the best photographer, and if the styling and hair and makeup is terrible, it's not going to showcase your work to the best that it can. A second tip is like, how do you find someone who's going to publish you? This is kind of like takes doing your homework a little bit. Like if you go around and look online, there's a lot of blogs and stuff that are a great way to start out with. And also like self-published magazines. Like if you go into MagCloud or Issue and looking through there and seeing publications that are kind of coming up then. One thing I used to do was like I'd look at other photographers who were kind of at my level at the time and see like where their work was getting published, and then approach those magazines and see if maybe I could shoot something for them as well. Another thing that I think works really well is you really have to make sure that what you're submitting to the person is going to be right for their magazine. Like not every photo shoot is going to be for every magazine. And it's really important, I think, especially when you're starting out and you're first creating that reputation for yourself, that you're not just sending stuff to magazines where it doesn't suit their style or the kind of content that they show or their demographic. Like, people pay attention to that, and, like, editors are busy, and you don't want to waste their time, and you don't want to waste their time by sending something that's completely wrong for their magazine. So take the time to do the research, do your homework. And then also some magazines will have like a submissions page on their website where you can go and see what the requirements for submissions are. And sometimes they'll be like how many photos, what format they're in, how big they want them to send them to you at first. Like you usually have to have team credits. Like they won't usually accept something that's like styled by yourself or like just all one designer. You kind of need to work with a couple different designers. I mean, it depends on the magazine for sure. Like they're not all like that, but I think it's just definitely worth your while to spend the time to see what they say they want and only send them that. And if you're shooting to a brief or they say have like a theme that they're going with, like make sure you only send stuff that's like in that theme, because like they're busy. You don't want to waste their time, and it just makes everything easier for everyone. So I hope those tips will, just to go over them again, make sure you've got a great team and a great stylist who understands that you need to be working with different designers to get work published. Like finding magazines, just usually like doing your homework. Google is your best friend here, and seeing who else is getting published in what magazines and approaching those magazines and seeing if you have work that works for them, or just sending a message and asking them if you can shoot for them. Like, it's really that easy. Sometimes you get a no, sometimes you get a yes, sometimes you don't hear anything, but until you ask, you don't know. And then the third, I would just say, like, really pay attention when, if they do give you a yes that you can shoot for them, shoot things to their brief and send them work to their brief, send the right sizes. It will just go a long way and create a way better impression, first of all. So I hope that helps you out. See you next time. Bye.